All right, so we had some success in what we did last time, selecting those. But in order to be able to apply CSS like specifically to this div and specifically to this div and not all the other divs, we're going to have to use classes and IDs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an ID for this top div. This is the main top section. So what we're going to do is we're going to go after that. You're going to do ID equals quotes. And then we're just going to call this one top, oops, I can't spell, top section, like so, okay? And this name is just a unique name that I'm giving it. It could be anything, but obviously you want to make it descriptive so that you know what it is. All right, so what we're going to do is this. I'm going to leave that div alone. I'll probably take this off in a little bit and use a class instead. So to select an ID, it's actually the pound or money symbol, or not money, pound or hashtag as you kids call it. And then we'll just type in top section, and then I'll do my opening brace and closing brace. And then we're just going to grab all of the styles inside of here like we did before. So from here to here. And I'm just going to middle mouse button, click and drag, and drop it. Okay. And then I'm just going to get rid of this style, backspace. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this up here. And once again, just to make it a little bit easier visually, this will totally work this way, but visually it'll be easier for me and you to see if we actually make them into a list of rules like so. Okay, so top section, and here are the CSS rules. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to preview it. It should look exactly the same, and it looks exactly the same. So the background is getting, this background's getting white. All this stuff is applying just as the way that we wanted it. So that worked perfectly well. So we're just going to basically do that. And then, and with the hope, we're basically just converting everything we have so that it's internal, using classes and IDs. So the other main section was that bottom section. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do money symbol, not money. I don't know why I keep saying that. Bottom section, hashtag cool bro. So I'm going to call this one section bottom section. I already named it up there. And so we're just going to go here, and I'm going to do another ID. Okay, equals, and we're going to call it bottom section, like so. Then what I'm going to do is grab this, grab all these CSS rules here. I'm going to Control X to cut them. And then I'm just going to get rid of the style. We're going to go up here, tab, and I'm going to hit Control V or Command V to paste them, and enter, and enter, and enter, and that's it. And then I'm just going to go like this. Okay. So what I would suggest is every time you do it, go back here and refresh it and make sure that it looks correct. Looks good. Okay. So as you take things out and put different things in, you want to make sure that you do that. Okay. Now what I want to do is this. I'm going to make some classes, and then that way we can actually, you know what? Let's finish our IDs. So basically, anything that's a one-off that isn't going to apply to multiple, that's not going to apply to multiple elements. Like there's only one of them. I'm going to make IDs for those. So looking through, what we can see is down here, I have, where is it? Right here. I have a span and I have style text decoration, right? And it's doing the cut through. So that's sort of a one-off. So what I want to do is I'm going to make an ID just for this specifically because it's the only thing that has this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this bit here. We're going to Control X. I'm just going to grab that attribute. All right. And we're going to give this an ID instead. So we'll just do ID and equals quotes. And then we're just going to call it strike through. Okay. Again, it's just a name I made up. It doesn't actually, you could name it any number of things. So then I'll go up here and we're going to make another ID, and I'm going to call it strike through. Is that a capital? What did I put through there? Where are you? No, I did not. Okay. Make sure it's written exactly the same. Okay. And then I'm just going to paste that there, and I'm going to go like this. Okay, we're going to save it, Control S or Command S. Going to preview it. I'll just hit refresh. And is the strike through still there? It is. Okay, so that looked pretty good. Okay, where is it? Right there. So we're good on that. So that looks okay. So next what I want to do is let's go ahead and add some classes to things that I might want to do. So for example, right now I have this margin bottom and it's applying to every div, which means it's also applying to this one, which I might not want. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a class for my subsections, and we're just going to call it, I'm going to call it just subsection. So we'll just do, actually, let's declare it down here first so you can see. So I have my top section, right? And then I have my bottom section. So in the top section, basically, these are my subsections, right? So like that first bit, second bit, third bit, fourth bit. So I just want to make each one of these something different. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do a class, not an ID, because I'm going to apply it to all of them. So it's going to be class, and we're just going to call it subsection. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste that and put that in each one of them. So I'm going to Control C or Command C, put it inside of this one, Command V, and put it, oops, I wish I wouldn't do that. There you go. And put it inside of this one. Okay, so because we have 3 subsections on the top. Oh, wait a minute. Do we have 4? In the beginning, I guess we have 4. Okay. There. Okay, so we have 4 subsections, classes. So now I'm just going to go up here, and instead of this div that I wrote before, just to make this a little easier, actually I'm going to cut this, Control X, and delete, and enter, backspace, Control V. To tab something backwards, like tab makes it go forwards. If you do Shift Tab, that tabs backwards. And I'm just going to go ahead and change the div to dot subsection. So just like you use the hashtag for IDs, use a dot for classes. Okay. Then we'll save this. I'm going to go ahead and we'll go preview it, and it should look more or less the same, which is what I wanted. Okay. So now we have the subsection. That is all working as well. Okay. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to make a class that makes text orange, and I'm going to make a class that makes things bold. Just to show you like something that you might want to do. Okay, so after this one, I'm going to go ahead and do a dot for a class, and we're going to call it orange color. Okay, and then we're just going to do color, and then we're going to choose this because that was the orange color that I chose from before. Okay, and we're going to do another class dot. I think I wanted to call it bolder, so it just makes text bolder. And we will say this will be font weight, and let's do 700. And again, like that. Okay. So we have these 2 classes. Now I'm going to apply these down here. So if we look, I have this one where I have strong, and I put this style here. I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and instead, I'm going to give it the class orange color, and I'm also going to give it the bolder class. So it will both be bolder from, the strong's already doing it by default, but it will inherit both this font weight and it will inherit the orange color. Now, the other one that I want to do with this is right here, this upstate New York. So I didn't want this style in here, so I'm going to take that out. Just delete that out. And instead, we're going to do a class. And I'm going to go ahead and do my bolder class. And now the bolder, that will make that bolder. And then we could also, you can have classes and you can have IDs on the same element as well. So I'll put a class here. And let's go ahead and we'll make this one the orange color class. Okay, so this one has both the bolder and orange color. This has just the bolder, and this one has the orange color. All right, and now when we save it, it's going to look a little bit different because I changed what we had, and I hit refresh. This will kind of look the same because I used the same amount, and this was already bold from being strong, but this is now orange, so it looks slightly different. Okay, so we've been able to basically use our headings, use our IDs and our whatchamacallits, our classes in order to target those specific elements. Now, we still have a little bit more CS in here that we need to get rid of. So I have this width component that I would like to get out of there. It's not CSS, but it should be CSS, as well as the width component here. I would like to get rid of those. And then after that, all of our stuff will be converted to CSS, okay? So I could make an ID for each of these, but then it starts to get a lot of them. So instead what I'm going to do is that the top section here only has this one image. So I can go into top section and then image. And then the bottom section only has one image as well. So I can go to the bottom section and go to this image. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. What I'm going to do is after this boulder one, we're going to do hashtag top section, then IMG. So what that means is it's going to grab the IMG that is in the top section. And now when I apply my CSS, so we'll just do width, I think it was what, 240? Oops, not that. 240 px. And then we'll just close that, or do like that. Okay. And then I can take this width component out, or this width attribute. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing for the bottom section. So I'm going to go money. I don't know why I keep saying money. Pound symbol, IMG. Okay. And then this one is 180, I think, px. Oops, I already had the thing on that. And we'll close like that. And we'll save it. And then I need to go down here, actually. First, we'll get rid of this one as well. We'll save it. And then when I go here, and I hit Control R, they'll still be the same size because that CSS is targeting it. But I'm grabbing a descendant of the sections. Now, the thing is, this only works because there's only one image. So if you had multiple images, all the images will be scaled to this size. So if that was the case, if you have more than one picture in each section, then you're going to have to either make an ID or a class or something like that in order to target that specific image. But in this case, I don't have to make another ID. I'm just going to use the ones I already have, using what I showed earlier with the different ways of selecting CSS. Okay? So we've now gotten all of our CSS, I believe, converted. And notice how much cleaner it is. I can see all the CSS is being applied up here. And this is a bit more simpler than what it was before. Okay?